Let's say we were asked to simplify a fraction like this. Most students would take a little bit of a mindless approach, and hopefully that hasn't offended anyone. Most students would multiply the 1 over x by y over y, the 1 over y by x over x to get that common denominator there. And then they would see, okay, I have a fraction in the bottom, so I can flip it over, because you know that when you divide by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. And this would work. This would be a perfectly valid way to do it. But a better way to do it is to instead recognize that you have three little fractions within a larger fraction. And we can actually find the common denominator of all three little fractions in order to do this faster. Because if we look at the 1 over x, the 1 over y, and the x plus y over xy, we can see that the common denominator is x times y. And what we want to do is we want to take that common denominator and multiply it to the top and the bottom of the big fraction. Now let's first simplify the bottom, because the bottom is going to cancel really nicely. You have this xy in the numerator, and you have the xy in the denominator if we're talking about this bottom part here. And that will actually cause it to just simplify to be x plus y. Now on the top, you actually need to distribute it, because you have this xy, which is multiplied, and you have to distribute it across the plus. So you have to multiply it to the 1 over x and also the 1 over y. And when you do that, you're actually going to get y plus x, because you have xy over x, which is going to simplify to y, and you have xy over y, which is going to simplify to x. And hopefully now you can see that this actually just simplifies to 1, so it comes out really nicely. And by multiplying by this common denominator of all the little fractions, we were able to magically cancel everything at once, and that's really nice. It allows us to save 5 or 10 seconds on this particular question, but these types of savings really add up, because when you're good at algebra and you're good at understanding what the relationships are between different things, you can see ways to cancel things out nicely like this.